servants. You work for the people in Miami-Dade County. And you know what? Let's hit the 9th Amendment. It's a real good one here too. Is the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Natural law, inalienable rights. A revise of some of the input that was in the Declaration of Independence. And how about the 10th Amendment? Powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. What you're doing is violating the U.S. Constitution, our Bill of Rights. Alright? So, you know what that means? You know what the Bill of Rights stands for? Government keep out. So there's some contradictions with this entity called Armed with Ethics. I find their ethics are bad. B-A-D. And you know what? I like to pursue here for our elected servants in Miami-Dade County if they're familiar with the Florida Constitution. Alright, let's just hit Article 1, Section 2. Article 1, which is entitled Declaration of Rights. And Section 2, it is called Basic Rights. All natural persons, female and male alike, are equal before the law and have inalienable rights, among which the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty, to pursue happiness, to be rewarded for industry, and to require, possess, and protect property, except that the ownership, inheritance, disposition, and possession of real property by aliens ineligible for citizenship may be regulated or prohibited by law. No person shall be deprived of any right because of race, religion, national origin, or physical disability. Pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully these guys are listening. We'll just pursue with Article 1, Section 8. Right to bear arms, which I find is a little sketchy, but I will proceed. A, the right of the people to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves and of the lawful authority of the state shall not be infringed, except in that time of matter of bearing arms may be regulated by law. I do see that as a compromise, and that accept, when it starts from accept, in good faith, is unacceptable. And of course I disagree with this. B, there should be a mandatory period of 3 days, excluding weekends and legal holidays, between purchase and delivery at retail of any handgun. For the purpose of this section, purchase means a transfer of money or other valuable consideration to the retailer, and the handgun means firearms capable of being carried and used by one hand, such as a pistol or revolver. Holders of a concealed weapons permit, as prescribed in Florida law, shall not be subject to the provisions of this paragraph. I will omit this. This was voted on. 87% of the people voted on a 3-day waiting period, which they breached their oath as registered voters. I was one of the 17% that said, hell no. And I was only 19 years old when this happened. So, hey, I gotta admit, I honor my oath the best I can. And of course, it hit Section C. The legislature shall enact legislation implementing subsection B of the section, effect no later than December 31st, 1991, which shall provide that anyone violating the provisions of subsection B shall be guilty of a felony. No victim, no crime. That's null and void, as far as I'm concerned, under Article 1, Section 2 of our state constitution. The restriction should not apply to a trade or another handgun. Well, I commend that. So that area is streaky. Okay, Section 8. And let's hit Section 9. Due process. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, or be put twice put in jeopardy for the same offense, or be compelled in any criminal matter to be a witness against oneself. So right there, these individuals are violating that section also. Let's proceed. Prohibited laws, which is Section 10. No bill of attainder, post facto law, or impairing the obligation of contract shall be passed. And we can hit Section 12, which is search and seizures, which is equivalent to the 4th Amendment. I'll just bypass it. And we'll just hit go to section 20. Can they be exercising treason? Well, you decide. Section 20, treason. Treason against the state shall consist only in levying war against it, adhering to its enemies, or giving them aid and comfort, and no person shall be convicted of treason except on the testimony of 2 witnesses by the same overt act or on confession in open court. It's interesting. Who are they aiding? That's the question. Who are they aiding? Who's going to benefit their agenda? All right, let's like I said, it's just a claim. I'm not making, I'm not saying they're actually doing treason, but it's possible. You be the judge. And we could hit section 23. Hey, have you heard of the right to privacy? Let's read on. Every natural person has a right to be let alone and free from governmental intrusion into the person's private life, except as otherwise provided herein. This section shall not be construed to limit the public rights of access to public records and meetings as provided by law. That is essential. You're gonna violate buyers in Dade County, customers, violate their right to privacy. Just to give you guys a clear message, the abortion amendment had that language in it to compromise the right to privacy. I'm not a big fan of it, of abortion in general. However, that right to privacy needs to be honored, and that's why it was voted down. So you know what? If you voted against that, the people within this organization, you need to honor the right to privacy 100%, no compromise, not accepted. And you know what? And furthermore, everyone should everyone in Miami-Dade County should go to their offices, the city hall, and see if they have records pertaining to this group and how much money your tax dollars possibly can be put into this, into their mission without your knowledge. All right, because even Article 1, Section 24 talks about that too. I'll just go to subsection A. Every person has a right to inspect or copy any public record made or received in connection with the official business in any public body, officer, or employee of the state or person acting on their behalf, except with respect to records exempted to pursuant to this section or specifically made confidential by this Constitution. This section specifically includes the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of government, and each agency or department created thereunder continues counties, municipalities, and districts, and each constitutional officer, board, and commission or entity created to pursuant of this Constitution. I'm going to put the full Constitution up on my Spreaker page as well. So it is interesting, with all this. And I just find it hilarious because just wondered, is your tax dollars involved with Arms with Ethics campaign? You never know. Remember, corruption comes in all shapes and sizes. And it's funny because I can hit this other section, which I have to laugh. Article 2, General Provisions, Public Officers. And you know what? I'm going to hit subsection B. It says, each state and county officer, before entering upon the duties of office, shall give bond as required by law and shall swear or affirm, quote, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and the government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of the title of office on which I am now about to enter, so help me God, unquote, and thereafter shall devote personal attention to the duties of office and continue in office until a successor qualifies. What's funny about that, because they have to sign an affidavit, and you can go to those municipalities and ascertain a copy of it. May cost a little fee, ain't no big deal, but it's public information, man. And you can get them by the crotch and saying, you're violating your oath. And you know what? That's a recall on a local level. And I don't have it on me, but definitely look it up. Recall on local governments within the state of Florida. It is legit. You can recall them. You don't have to wait till the election. You can do a recall. But if there's an election, campaign against these idiots because they're violating your natural born rights. And this proves one thing, too. Another area we can look at is section 7, excuse me. I know I'm like savvy here. Where is it? Oh, I passed it, sorry. I'm going to be focusing on Article 7 of our state constitution, local government. And I want to pursue with Section 5B. And hopefully, where the hell is it? Sorry about that, my friends. Like a little delay here. But it is interesting about that because it is very interesting because it mainly talks about local options to do gun laws. And and that was I voted against that too. Which had happened in 1998. Yep, I voted against it. If you got a problem with it, let me know right now. Because personally, I could care less. So hold on here. Hopefully I'm not. My mistake. Actually, it's Section 8, local government and local options. Hit subsection B. Each county should have the authority to require a criminal history check and a 3 to 5 day waiting period excluding weekends and legal holidays in connection with the sale of any firearm occurring with such county. For purpose of this section, the term sale means transfer or of money or other valuable consideration for any firearms when any part of the transaction is conducted on property to which public has a right to access. Holders of concealed weapons permit as prescribed by general law shall not be subject to the provisions of the subsection when purchasing a firearm. Well, you know what's funny about that? This is so interesting. They say they haven't done enough. Alright? The 3-day waiting period didn't work. And of course, the local option, which in Miami-Dade County has a 5-day waiting period for all firearms, is ineffective. And one thing you're doing, you say, get the hand off of criminals? You know, I have a question. Who is the criminal? And to be honest, I'm observing you guys. Stop sugarcoating it. The Miami mayor against illegal guns got backfired, and I'll guarantee you this is going to blow back in your face as well, because you folks are nothing more, have the attributes of used car salesmen. You make Walmart clerks look like golden. And in addition, you make Benedict Arnold a patriot, plus individuals such as the Pasha brothers of the Young Turks, Mao Tse-tung, Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, will be extremely proud. And I have a question for you guys in that entity. Look at Chicago, the toughest gun laws in the country. Violent crime is higher than Miami-Dade County. And I am not saying that if you commit a crime with a firearm, you should be let go. No. If you're going to commit a crime, a violent act, use a firearm for criminal intent, you deserve tougher penalties. Any weapon, in general, not just a firearm, but any weapon. I support 10/20 life. All right. I'm not some redneck Would you like to use all these little topics,